Hey everyone, Tendra here. This week I've been hitting a lot of core and dire brews. Matter of fact, I've been doing 32 of these a day. I'm doing them only on level 70 characters because I've been after the renewed Proto-Drake Brewfest armor. And starting on my 6th day with the first character, I got it to drop. I had a total of 161 attempts at this before I seen it drop. And in case you're wondering, this is what the saddle looks like on the Drake. So I'm glad it's out of the way. Doing 32 characters would eat up the majority of my day on this, so I didn't get to play around with other stuff too much. But if you did get this, let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know how many attempts it took you. But I did make it into my weekly farms, so let's check them out and see how I did this week. So first up on my list this week was the Scythe of the Unmaker. This drops in Antorus, the Burning Throne, and since I'm after the red version, I have to do it on Mythic yet. So once I got over there, I made sure I was set to Mythic and I headed in. I worked my way back to Argus the Unmaker, I took him out, and I got attempt number 76 on the Scythe of the Unmaker. I didn't have any luck with it dropping, so I'll be back here next week for another chance at it. Next up, I went after the first mount of the week, and that's the Hellfire Infernal. This drops in Nighthold, and I have to do it on Mythic because I'm after the red version still. So once I got over there, I made sure I was set to Mythic, and I headed in. I made my way back to Gul'dan, and I made quick work of him. That gave me attempt number 67 on this mount. I still didn't see it drop, so I'll be back here next week and hopefully I have a little better luck then. Next up, I headed up to Ulduar, but of course on my way I looked for the time-lost Proto-Drake, and again, I didn't see him. So once I got up there, I headed in, and I worked my way back to Yogg-Saron. I made quick work of him, and I got attempt number 58 on the mount ahead of Mimiron. I didn't see him drop this week, but I'm well in the range where he should be dropping, so I'll just keep at it. So now I pushed on to buy 5-man mythics, and I started out in the Underrot. Out of here, I'm after the Underrot Crawg. So I made my way over there, set my difficulty to Mythic, headed in, and worked my way back to the Unbound Abomination. Took him down, and got attempt number 32 on the mount, the Underrot Crawg. I didn't see him drop this week, but I'm in a range where I should be seeing him soon, so I'll just keep coming back and hopefully my luck gets a little better. So since I finished up the Tombstalker last week out of King's Rest, I needed to add a new mount farm in, and I went with Operation Mechagon. Out of here I'm after the Mechagon Peacekeeper. This mount drops from HK8, the Aerial Oppression unit. So I headed in and took out the 3 bosses, then headed over to the HK area, took out his little partner, headed up to the Transformer, clicked it, drained it, it made HK attackable, I went down and took him out in a few hits, and had no luck on the mount this week. Since I was in here, I wanted to do all the hard modes on everyone since I've never done King Mechagon on hard mode. And if you do everyone on hard mode, you'll have a chance at getting this mount, the Area Unit R21X. So I just checked out a couple guides on it, did what they said, and it was easy peasy. The mount's pretty nice looking, and it may be something that you want to add to your collection later on, if you don't already have it. And finally, the last thing I did was my multi-character farm. And again, since I finished up the Mount Tombstalker, I pushed on to the Siege of Orgrimmar for this. I really want to get the Tusks of Manoroth out of here, and I hear they're kind of a pain, so I figured I'd get started on it now since they have the skip in. And if you don't know what I do on a multi-character farm, it's where I take 13 characters to the same instance every week until I get the item or the mount to drop that I'm farming. So let's take a look and see how I did.
Target. It cannot end like this. What I have seen. And I will have. I require a target. It cannot end like this. What I have seen. My world. It cannot end like this. What I have seen. And I will have my will. It cannot end like this. What I have seen. And I will have no. It cannot end like this. What I have end like this. What I have seen. I will have. It cannot end like this. What I have seen. Will have fun. I require a target. It cannot end like this. What I have seen. I will have.
You need to target something first.
It cannot end like this. What I have seen.
Well, they're not kidding. My first week of multi-character farming this and I had no luck at all. So I'll be back here next week and hopefully I have a little better luck then, because I have an orc that's waiting for these shoulders. And if you're wondering, this week I'm wearing the Warden Guard's battle plate. This was the Season 2 PvP armor and Darkshore Warfront armor. The Aspirant and the Gladiator set were both PvP armors. So if there's something you're after, all you have to do is head over to Borealis. If you have coordinates, head over to 5625. And if you don't have coordinates, look on your map, find Ashen Vein Docks, and head over to the building by the S. These ensembles will cost you 12 marks of honor each, so the price is pretty reasonable. Now the other set, the Warfront armor, that came from Warfronts. That may be a little bit more difficult to get at this point, and the only reason it would be difficult to get is because they still don't allow you to solo Warfronts, so you're going to have to find a group. And I don't think many people do these anymore, so you may want to look for a community that runs old content. I never really cared for these sets on my human, but on my night elf they didn't look too bad. But hey, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. You can click on subscribe. Thanks for coming by and watching it. I'm going to send a hi out to my best friend, and you all take care.